I was so insecure about my forehead in the last episode that now I'm wearing a hat to hide it. Anyway, hello everyone, my name is Jake and welcome to this week's video. So today I actually have a couple blasters to look at. First of which being the X-SHOT Skins Menace right here. So we got this. We also have the X-SHOT Skins Menace, X-SHOT Skins Menace, another X-SHOT Skins Menace. I have 4 of them. I lied, I have 5. So the X-SHOT Skins line of blasters are very interesting to me because I've just never seen a blaster with this much detail on the paint. And that's the thing about this, is that it's not paint. If I'm not wrong, which if I am, you can correct me down in the comments, it's actually, like, the design is like on the actual plastic, like it's molded, like the shell itself is molded with this, it's not painted. Or I don't know if maybe it's airbrushed or hydro dipped. I just don't know how you manage to get this level of detail on a blaster. And specifically for the Menace, something this small as well with so much detail. It's amazing to me. Now in the Skins line, this is called the Menace. I'm not entirely sure what it's called outside of that because these are all basically, as the name suggests, skins of blasters they've already produced. There is also the Flip Fury knockoff looking one, and the Thompson looking one, and there's also the Kickback, but personally I like this version of the Kickback more. So I probably won't be getting a Skins one unless I get a Warzone one, which is my favorite skin of them all. But the Menace specifically is just an amazing blaster because it has a superpower that not a lot of people are talking about, and I think it's a game changer in terms of what this thing can do. But before we get into that, I want to open up this one. So let's do that. Bit of a different angle, but I'm doing what I can with what I got. So I'm gonna move these all aside over here, just out of frame. Hopefully they don't fall off the table, and if they do, I might stream. We'll leave that there. But anyway, here we go. Our patient is on the table. Let's do this. Time-lapse mode. So as you probably noticed in that unboxing, this thing doesn't use zip ties or tape to keep it in the box. It actually uses these plastic screws with twist tabs that actually connect to the blaster itself, keeping it secure in the packaging, which I think is better than any zip ties I've ever seen. It does mean you have to put divots into the shell, but in this case they're not that big a deal, they're not noticeable at all, and really it's not a bother to me. But that is something that I think more blaster brands should do, because that's very efficient packaging in my opinion. Also included were these X-SHOT darts. You get a whole 8 of them. And I'll be honest, these actually aren't that bad. Of course, they perform the best out of X-SHOT blasters. But X-SHOT blasters, from what I can remember, it's actually been a while since I fired this thing, don't really like other brands' ammo besides their own. It does like to play well with the chili darts, or watermelon darts, or as my girlfriend calls them, jalapeno darts. It likes those. Not so much waffle heads or elites, but if you want to shoot as best as possible out of this, you shoot X-SHOT darts or chili darts. Now before I get into talking about what exactly that superpower I mentioned earlier is, I want to open this thing up and show you just how simple it is. Because it's stupidly simple how this thing works. And this is what you get on the inside. To get it in there, it's a whole, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws holding it together. And then you just pull it apart, and this is what you get. It's as simple as it can possibly be. There's the catch mechanism, this is the trigger, this is the plunger tube, this is the rod that you pull back to prime it, and it's housed so neatly. Like, there is no extra fat on this thing whatsoever. Maybe this, if you really were picky, but honestly, this is perfect for a little pocket cannon. This is great. And then removing the plunger tube is as easy as turning this, pulling up, and that comes right out. And as for the spring in this thing, it's not the biggest thing ever, but this is a nice little stout thing. I really like that spring in there, and I'm sure of course you can upgrade it but with how tiny this is, I'm not sure if you'd want to go too much more powerful. But honestly, this thing is built pretty solid in my opinion, so if you want to go for a spring upgrade, I say go right ahead, but just be cautious, don't be dumb. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it already, but this is literally 3 pieces. It's this half of the shell, the rail, and then this half of the shell. And the way it clips together, or screws together, it's just, I'm telling you, it's as close to 0 fat as you can get in a blaster as possible. And something to be cautious of, if you do take this apart and put it back together, make sure that the nub that's shaped more like a triangle is on the top, and that the more rectangular one is at the bottom. And you want to make sure that this spring is behind these 2 notches in the shell as well, because I've had this mistake before, and it will prime softer and it will reduce your power that you get out of the blaster. So just be cautious of that when you put the plunger tube back in. Then it clips right back together, put the screws back in, and you've got yourself an X-SHOT Skins Menace. We're not going to be in this angle for much longer, we'll switch back eventually, but I just want to preference that this thing, if I haven't said enough already, is a pocket cannon, because maybe it's just me, but this thing in my opinion screams. This thing fires exceptionally powerful for how big it is. It's great and just a nice little single shot pop off, you know, for emergencies, or even just if you're good enough, you could run this as a primary, I would even say. And the reason for that is, as I've kept mentioning, it's superpower, because yes, you can of course fire full length darts. I recommend the Zero X-Shot and the chili darts, but the thing is, with no modding, just right out of the packaging, this is I've opened this up just now, nothing has happened, I'll show you the internals, nothing has been done to this blaster. In this state, stock, it can actually fire short darts. I'm using Adventure Force Pro darts, and we'll just fire this off to the side, and it fires them so well. They zip out with really good velocity, and it's just so fun, especially to plink with. I plink with this thing in my front yard every so often, although like I said, it has been a while, and it's so cool. No modding, nothing, right out of the package, it can fire short darts. Now I'm showing you this in case there's no firing footage, which there probably won't be, and if there is, I'll actually splice it in now. But full-length darts, of course, and that chili dart was actually really nice. But the short darts, man, this is just, I mean, what else do I have to show you? It's incredible. And that's why I said this can be a primary, because that means that you can fire whatever the enemy fires at you back at them. Whether it be full length or short darts, you can pick one up off the ground, toss it in your blaster, prime it, and fling some foam. And I think that is incredible. Usually I would have Ramsey back there to abuse and shoot at, but he's off in surgery right now. So just to show you once on camera that this thing can fire short darts, it's just so great, and I love this thing so much. And it's a really cheap blaster. This is the cheapest blaster I own. Granted, I own 5 of them, but I think it was $3 or $4 that this thing was at Target. And something that I like about this a lot as well is the hunt, because it's not just one skin. It's not this one skin that you can get in the blaster. It's multiple. In fact, if I look at the instructions, it actually gives you a list of all the variants you can collect. I actually already have one of these up on my wall over there, so I can keep track of the ones I have. But from what I can tell, I have 3 left. I have to get Game Over, Spray Tag, and Alpha Zone. Alpha Zone looks really neat. My only complaint really is how much the dart sticks out of the barrel when you load in full lengths. So that is also a problem that short darts eliminate. So really, even after what I've said about the X-Shot darts and these chili darts, short darts might be the way to go with this one. So I think that about wraps up this video. I am of course going to be collecting more, and if you would like to keep up with the ones I add to my collection, you can of course follow me on Instagram at AVFilmBattalion with a link in the description. If you want to see me do a video on this gun in the future, let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know which X-Shot skin is your favorite. If you liked this video, go ahead and hit the like button, and if you want to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe and click the bell notification to be notified when I make more content, because it motivates me to make more content. Share this video with someone that you think will enjoy it so you can help the hobby grow, and also on Instagram, by the end of the night, I want this to be a thing. So, yeah, follow me on Instagram for that as well. And I'll see you guys later.